Let's see, Skylar, Tampa, you're on the Wilkow Majority. Hello.
Hey, Andrew. I really enjoy your show, and you seem like an incredibly intelligent guy with, a lot of information. And I just kind of want to know, I don't understand the Republicans' argument against universal health care, besides the fact that everybody has to pitch in. I don't know.
No, everybody doesn't have to pitch in. Everybody, 49.5% of Americans don't pay any taxes. That's not skin in the game or pitching in or doing your part. That's sitting around waiting for the free stuff to come to you.
Well, look, I'm not going to argue with the fact that people don't do their duties and that they're breaking the law and that they should be held accountable.
No, they're not breaking the law. When the government sends you your money back and says you don't have to pay taxes, you're not breaking any laws. If the government calls you up tomorrow and says, look, everyone else is paying taxes but you're doing what the government told you to do. You're not breaking the law.
All right, then, look, that's fine. I just want to know why it would be a negative thing. Why it would be worse than what we have right now.
Well, let's start with the constitutional argument. None of this resides in the Constitution. If the state of Florida wants to have its own universal health care system, which I'm guaranteeing it wouldn't, that would be fine. That would be a 10th Amendment. That would be a 10th Amendment compliant, just like Romney Care. Mitt Romney standing up and saying, look, I did this in Massachusetts because it's a very blue state, and this is what the people wanted. And it sucked, but it's limited to the state of Massachusetts. And if you don't like it, you can move to Connecticut. If a state wants to do it and make it 10th Amendment compliant and within the Constitution of their state, or if a county within the chartered powers of the county wants to do it, that's fine. I don't agree with it, but it's, again, like the whole gay marriage thing. I believe marriage is between a man and a woman. If a state that I don't reside in wishes to create gay marriage, there's no mention of marriage in the Constitution. Now, are you asking me on just an academic, classroom, philosophical, Garden of Eden, wouldn't it be great if level?
Yeah, because here's the thing.
But that's not real life, sir.
It is, though.
No, it's not.
I make a fantastic living. I'm in the highest tax bracket. I can afford to pay the premiums for the top shelf health insurance that, the state of California and when I lived in Maryland, the state of Maryland offered. And by the way, I still get no coverage. I get denied for things. They don't pay for anything. And anytime I have a problem, I have to pay out of pocket. It's clearly not working now, so I don't understand.
Well, we just had because again, a proper application of the Commerce Clause would allow every single American to buy whatever insurance policy they want. The idea that if your insurer's headquarters are in Connecticut and the state of California has decided that they don't want policies from that company in Connecticut being sold in California, the Commerce Clause, which if you read Federalist 41 would say, no, California can't bar products from a legal product from Connecticut coming into California. A government can't give something, sir, that doesn't take from someone else first. The idea that we're going to be taxed for a health care system, then the government is going to decide what we get back, means that some diseases are going to move to the front of the line and some diseases aren't. Some political pressure groups are going to direct funding in one direction versus other directions. The idea that central planning and top-down command control of a healthcare system, whereby which aren't liberals always saying keep your laws off my body, keep your government out of my bedroom?
Yes.
So what would this be?
This would be the same thing, but that's the way it is now anyway. It's dictated from the top down. It's just not officially done through the government. But between the government's close relationship...
Yeah, but my health care is none of the government's business. They have no authority in my life on health care. Or your life. You're laughing, but you know I'm right.
Look, I'm not
all right, Skylar, stop acting like this is something. I'm not going to argue with you. You tell me, because you're a high-income earner, so you must be an educated man, where in the Constitution the federal government, not government, federal government, would get the authority to dictate to citizens of this republic what their health care system is going to look like.
It's not in the Constitution.
So, therefore, it's not a federal power.
Not yet, but we should pass legislation.
But legislation, they could. Okay, so what you're saying is now, whatever the government passes is thereby constitutional.
No, it's just saying that.
So you would need an amendment. You would need no. It's not a living and breathing thing, sir. The only thing that it lives and breathes with is the amendment process. If it's a living and breathing thing, that means a president could come to power that can. Okay, I'm going to give you the easiest way to look at this. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
You believe in the Constitution?
I do.
But you believe it's living and breathing, right?
I personally
living and breathing when it's convenient, right? Living and breathing when it's convenient. It was what we're going to find out. How would you feel if a president decided to start his own police force that was only accountable to him and began? What are you laughing at? Why couldn't he do it?
I mean, if you want to draw parallels to the way Hitler operated.
No. We're not talking about it. I don't need to go reducto ad Hitlerum on you in this one. All right? If the President of the United States issued an executive order making the Federal Bureau of Investigation his personal police force, what would stop him?
The Supreme Court.
How would they do it?
Their job is to interpret the Constitution.
No, it's not. Read Article 3. There's no interpretive power in the Constitution, sir. None. It doesn't reside. Nothing would stop a president in an interpretive state of the Constitution to say, well, I am the executive. And I am going to use the FBI to enforce my executive orders. And Skylar from Tampa Bay, Florida, put up a Facebook posting rejecting my presidential authority. And I'm going to have my agents arrest him without charge. I'm going to hold him without charge. Would your constitutional rights be in violation?
Absolutely.
No. It's living and breathing. It's being reinterpreted.
Well,
that's today's meaning. That's today's meaning, sir. Today's meaning is I'm the president, and I issued an executive order, and I'm using the FBI to carry out my executive order. They're my law enforcement agency now. How are you going to stop me?
I'm fairly certain that
you're not fairly certain, sir, because you can't have an interpretive constitution and a living and breathing constitution that's only beneficial or positive or happy. Sometimes when you have an unlimited government, you get monarchs and despots. That's the whole idea of having a limited constitutional republic, sir. Do yourself a favor and read it. Thank you very much for the call. 1-866-95-PATRIOT. We're right, they're wrong. That's the end of the story. The arguments on this radio program cannot be broken. Sirius XM Patriot.